Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. First video I've recorded after coming back about cars, kinda. We're gonna be doing a video on, in my previous video I said I was gonna talk about my most recent project, and what we're gonna do with it. There's a bug, but yeah, so we're just gonna get right into it. We'll head over there and I'll start talking about it and what I've done and where it was. Alrighty, you'll have to mind the mess. I've been working on this thing. This is my 1977 Ford F250 Explorer Ranger Custom Camper Special. Yeah, long name, but a little backstory on this. My uncle gave it to my grandpa, and then my grandpa gave it to my dad, and it sat out back since 2011, and I do got tags for it. Or I got them coming in the mail with all the craziness going on, but sat for, we figured probably about 10 years in the backfield. No one really ever touched it, but I guess we'll get right into it. It's going to be a little bit long of the things I've done to this. I've done a lot of stuff to it. So we'll get in the interior. We'll start here in the interior first. Oh, I locked it. Hold on. Okay. So, guess we'll start here. I've had all the both door panels off. Made the windows work. They work great. I've power washed everything, cleaned everything inside there. It needs new, you see that? It's a little bright. It needs new door sills, but to be determined. This is a fake off-white t-shirt I bought in China when I was worried about what I wore. Seat's gonna need to be repaired. That's like Disapiro seat. This stuff just like disintegrates, so someone I'm gonna have to get that. I have the dash pad removed because it's all cracked out, and I'm not a huge fan of the color blue. I actually don't like blue at all. I'll probably end up doing red or maybe like a dark forest green. I really like a dark green. And these panels are gonna need to be replaced at some point. The little tabs inside are broke off. Everything in this vehicle that I can tell is original except for the stuff I've replaced. Some of the things I've done, the blinker switch wasn't working, so I screwed with that a whole bunch. I've had everything off. Everything, radio works, heater control, all those work. I've had the blower motor out. It was filled with rust. I cleaned it out. Could have purchased a new one, but I want to go into these restorations, whatever, and with my private vehicle here. I want to do more of like a reuse. I don't really like just throwing stuff away and loading the parts cannon up and letting it go, I want to reuse stuff. If it's not broken, why pay money to reuse it when you can fix it and make it last a little longer, and it's OEM. So this floor was super jacked. It had this mat in it right here. Pardon all the wood. Had that mat with insulation. That mat got wet and leaked and basically just held moisture on the floor. So the floor was super jacked. It was like fresh rust over there. It had rusted so bad there was actual holes. I had everything out, seat, all of it. This area here is the only area that didn't rust on top, so I didn't really feel the need to do that. Sorry, my keys are sliding. So I painted everything with tractor paint. I did a rust primer, that like brown stuff. It actually worked really good. And then I painted, cleaned all the rust off. We had to do a patch over there. I'll show you guys in a second. But I painted everything. As you can see, some rust spots, but as long as the rust ain't coming through, like starting to come through there. Actually, that's a little bit of rust, and it's also some of that brown primer. I'll probably end up redoing it more at some point, or putting something in here like carpet. But auto trans, no overdrive, C6, so it's obviously not gonna have overdrive. We'll get to the engine in a little bit. Had all the wheels off. Rear drums I didn't do because you have to take the center drive, you have to take the axles out. Don't want to do that right now, so I just adjusted them with a little clicker. They work. I've had both gas tanks out. The sending units were a little screwed up. I gotta get in the shade here, it is hot. Both sending units worked, and I went and filled the truck up the other day. I didn't fill both gas tanks up all the way, and one of them was leaking, so I ended up having to fix that. Just an O-ring. I think the part number for the O-ring was 229. I don't remember, got it from my hardware store. But I filled it up and it sat for a couple days, and I think either the floats must have holes in them and they sank. I don't want to buy all new stuff, so I'll probably just buy the new float. But regardless, they hold fuel. Sending units kind of don't work. Guess I'll show you the underside. I've had that gas tank out and the saddle tank over there. This is a camper special, so I'll have to look with this thing can tow. A little dent there. Bed's not in horrible condition. At some point I'll probably paint this again. I want to do, I think, the whole thing white. I'm not a fan of blue. Never been in there. We'll have to get in there at some point. Can't find the key. I don't know what's in there. I bought just the other day, before I had planned on coming back to YouTube, that second glass pack on the left is non-existent. Like, it's gone. So I got one, but we're gonna be replacing a Thrush glass pack because it sounds awful with an exhaust leak. Mirrors taken off and put back on. One of these is missing. I gotta put I need to re-zerk all those. The zerks are rusty and toast. I need to get stainless zerks so they don't rust, or at least don't rust for a while. This video is kind of a vlog video. Yeah, as you can see, these clips here. Can you get it in there? Maybe. No. These stinging things, man. This thing is El Junkio. It's all broke and cracked. And not worried about that right now. The patch, me and my dad had to do right there. I've done the majority of this truck by myself. The patch, he welded, and then I ground it all off. This was the side that was really bad, so we took some like body sealer stuff that actually worked really good. Patched some of the holes up. Where's another one? I think this area. I can't tell. We did a pretty good job. Definitely got some crazing, but you know what? It's a floor. What are you gonna do about it? At some point, I guess I could chop these floors out and put floors in, but patch panels. But yeah, I don't really feel like doing that. Needs service, but hey, you know what? You know what? It's okay. Man, let's see here. These were super loose. The door jambs are pretty wore out. I adjusted them. Bled all the brakes. Had to do radius arm bushings because they were like toast, so it's got new radius arm bushings. Front and rear sway bar link bushings have been redone. Let me see if I can find them here. Where are they at? There they are. I'm looking at my screen upside down. Whoa, everything's backwards. There you go. Right there. I also painted those. Let me, there we go. So the motor is running a little bit rough. I need to do a video on making it run better. I think it's a plug or something, I don't know. I need to just do a tune-up kit. But, so, 351 modified. That's not a C or a W. Surprisingly, I'm pretty sure like everything in here except for the stuff I've touched is original Motorcraft thing. It still works. I'm pretty sure that's original. I think it's got a date of 70. I'm pretty sure it's got a date somewhere on it. Rusty, but it works really good. All the brakes have been bled. Surprisingly enough, I do need to slowly adjust the steering gearbox. You have to do it 90 degrees at a time. Drive it for a while so the gears can remesh. Fully redid the carburetor. That's a 2150 smog carb, I believe, but it's weird. I don't know. I couldn't get this truck to run for a really long time. It would run on choke, and then when it heated up, it would just die. And I ended up having to clean the carburetor 3 times, and each time I found stuff in the carb blocking the main jets from the like idle jets, so, or the like Venturi pickups. So that was really fun. I painted the can of beans here. I don't know why I did that, just to make it look nice. New valve cover gaskets. The engine was pretty dirty, but like the whole top of this thing's been taken off, minus this. I've cleaned everything in here, but I think something screwed up. New plugs. I'm gonna get a new cap, rotor, plugs. I'm gonna get a new coil. it's just not running great. I don't know what the deal is. It misses and it's funky. When you hook vacuum up to it, I got it to like around 15, but it jumps, man. It jumps bad. It runs rough. I'll be doing a video on that later though. It was a mess. Did a transmission fluid change and the filter. The training fluid looked from the 70s. It had so much clutch material in it, it was like gray color. And the tranny works, it shifts. I don't know how, like, I kid you not when I say it looked like tranny fluid that had been in there since 1977. I don't know how. It was really, really bad. But I've got everything pretty much hooked up. I kept a whole bunch of, I'll probably maybe end up taking them off, but a whole bunch of, you guys can't see it because it's super sunny. Whole bunch of vacuum stuff is plugged, and I keep it on there because I don't like how bare these engines look when people strip them down. It just kind of looks ugly. It's like, engine, there's nothing else, you know, and I like having stuff on there. Surprisingly, that works somehow. It squeals, you can hear bearings in it. Power steering works, water pump doesn't leak, vacuum advance and all that works. I have that tuned correctly. There's no vacuum and idle out of the ported port. I don't run manifold. This is the battery out of the Mustang. Yes, I still do have the Mustang. If I'm not showing myself in this video, it's not because I don't want to show myself. I'm just kind of talking about the car here, or the truck, I should say. But yeah, this actually cranks over really good. Like, surprisingly enough, the old battery was this giant mammoth thing. So like, that's the size of this. I don't know if I'm gonna put those on or not. Those are kind of ugly. But that was a thing that came on this. That's this battery here. Isn't working. This is the Mustang battery, so it's a lot smaller. Yes, I've had that out. Heater works. I'm trying to think what else. I have normal water in here, just faucet water. I'm gonna do a flush at some point here soon. I wanted to run it with faucet water in it because I do have antifreeze in there, and antifreeze has rust prohibitor, but I will do a drain at some point. I just want to run normal water through it and not go waste a whole bunch of money when I can get water out of my faucet for, well, close to free. So I'll be draining that. I just have it in there to kind of run through the system. I also have oil in there that is just kind of cheap pre-run oil. When I took the valve covers off, it was really dirty, really carboned up, because that thing basically had not breathed. It was completely like clogged. Clean that thing out with brake cleaner. You can see it's pretty oily. Surprisingly, not a whole lot of blow-by, actually. At first it had a ton of blow-by because I had pumped this thing full of, I just had used a lot of starting fluid trying to get this thing to start, but it's got the fresh air. Yes, fresh air, it's not cold air. Fresh air box. It goes up into the air cleaner filter new, oil filter new, trans filter new. I've done so much to this thing, I honestly don't remember what else I've done. I did fully rebuild the carburetor by myself. I did it right, just it got dirty because this thing's disgusting. New oil filter, the fuel filter, the fuel pump won't self-prime. It takes forever to self-prime. Probably end up replacing that at some point. Oh, I do have this removed. I was going to fix I was fixing the little pump deal because, like I was saying, I like reusing stuff, and I was cleaning it, and I had it over the table right here. I was cleaning the brushes, and the brush fell, and I mean, we're talking, do I even have the other brush here? We're talking like so tiny that you can't even, the brush is like that small. Like, it's tiny. Bounced off my foot. I felt it hit my foot, and it's somewhere gone forever. It's carbon, so my magnet won't pick it up. Gotta order that off Rock Auto. I'm gonna be doing a video on that and a tune-up to get this thing to run correctly. I will start it up here. Goes into gear, everything. It just runs really rough. I have currently, it didn't want to idle, and I didn't want to change the idle screw because you're not supposed to do that. You're just band-aiding a problem. When you do that, I have it set to a square on the transfer slot, which is what you're supposed to have it set to, and I'm not going to screw with it. And it just runs rough. I have 17 degrees of timing. I just turned the screws into like 2.75 turns, 2 3/4 turns in. I had it at 3, but it was really rich. And if you know 351Ms, it's basically that motor. That truck right there had a 460 in it. It's a similar motor, 351M 400, huge motor, really bad. Like, I did a whole bunch of research online. The best gas mileage I could probably get out of this is 13 miles to the gallon, which most people say they get like 8, which is awful. But, what are you doing? Chicken. Ooh, what the heck? Chickens are hanging out, but yeah. I gotta make do with what I got. I'm not gonna rip the engine out and put something in there. You know, it's a single cab, so. But it is a camper special, which means it had a whole bunch of stuff. It originally had steps, but they got removed a long time ago. The gross vehicle weight is 7,900 pounds. I don't know what rear end this thing had. It's got a Dana 61 in it, I think. I need to do a change on the fluid in that. I got it, I just haven't done it. Tires are pretty jacked, but it is what it is. Yeah, we can start it here. Yeah, somehow I got everything to work, like all the everything. Pumpy pump. Oh, is that the right key, dude? It is the right key. I took that switch off trying to figure out why the fuel thing wasn't working, and I don't know. This switch works. Everything works. She's running. Oh, sorry. Now the choke is on, so it's gonna idle high. I don't know what. Yeah, it runs. Sure missing somehow. Something's happening and I'm not sure what. The other day I let it warm up and it was backfiring so bad. And you can tell the difference. This exhaust, so the glass pad's toast. And the exhaust goes there. And then this exhaust sounds way different. So, yeah. You guys would not believe how much time I've spent working on this thing. I've spent a lot of time. The radiator has a leak there, and then some other spots like there. This stupid thing, I gotta fix that. Got another one right up there, but that's to come. We'll do a video on that. What I plan on doing is outfitting this thing. So right here, I wanna make this like a kind of an overlander vehicle here. It is two-wheel drive, but after doing a lot of research, you can do quite a bit with two-wheel drive if you get a locking rear diff, so I'll plan on doing that because if you know, unless it's a true locker, four-wheel drive is really two-wheel drive and two-wheel drive is really one-wheel drive. So my dad's truck over there is four-wheel drive, and if you start feeling out, it'll go to one wheel up front and it'll go to one wheel in the back, making only two-wheel drive. If you have a locker, an LSD, limited slip differential, it'll actually like all four. And then for two-wheel drive, it's actually one-wheel drive because if you start feeling out, all the power goes to the tire that's got the least resistance, I believe. So an LSD will make it true two-wheel drive rear. And if you were to do that on a four-wheel drive, it would make it a true four-wheel drive if you were to get an LSD up front and rear, which would be insane. That's when you start breaking stuff. But I've greased everything to the best of my ability. Some things I need to get, I want to hook up O2 sensors so I can really dial in the fuel economy on this. I want this thing to be like as fuel efficient as possible. I want to get vacuum gauge. I'd like to get a trans temp and what else? Oh, a tach. I definitely need a tach. So you can see it start to climb and idle, which I don't understand. I don't know why it's climbing and idle. Like, nothing has changed. I don't know what the deal is. So, it'll climb quite high, actually, which is weird, but yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I have yet to test just gonna let it go. I have yet to test. I mean, that's pretty high idle. That's probably like $2,000. But I've heard that you need that much shit to warm up. And this thing is a beast. It takes forever to warm up. That's not bad. That's just not. It's sitting weird. But yeah, I would like to know. Backfiring. You hear it backfiring? So yeah, I don't know what the deal is. And watch. So and then it'll want to die. So I don't know what the deal is. I gotta get that fixed. Make for a good YouTube video. It runs real rough. It runs real rough. I'll just let it die. And dead. So I don't know what the deal is, but we'll get it figured out. I'm pretty sure it's something spark related, because we're getting backfires, which would either mean it's spark. I would hope a valve would not be hanging open. That would be bad. I don't think a valve's hanging open. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I really don't think it's fuel. I think something here, as far as I can tell, seriously, like, maybe the plugs aren't original, but I think the cap and I think this is original. I had to replace that. I just need to replace all that stuff. I would like to get rid of this fan to increase fuel mileage and not have a fan spinning literally all the time on the front of the engine. I hate that Ford did that, but back then they didn't have electronics, so that should take, you know, resistance off the engine. So I do plan on outfitting it with some stuff. I want to put onboard air right here, which would be all this stuff I'm gonna do in a video. I want onboard air. I'd like maybe a storage area up here as well for tools. I mean, as you can see, these areas are pretty big, and I do want to make this kind of an overland camping rig. You can put something down there, you know. And then this box here is actually quite large under here. And yeah, this was locked up, like completely could not press the pedal in. And my dad got in and absolutely juggernauted the pedal, and it broke free, and somehow the brakes work like really good. Like the brakes really work. Not a huge fan that it's a C6 without overdrive. I really want to get like good fuel mileage out of this, so I'm gonna figure out how, because I went on a forum and asked, and people were like, oh, there's no way, just swap the engine out, blah blah blah, you know, all this stuff that older people would say, like, oh, just, we don't, one of the guys said, we don't drive these cars for fuel mileage, we drive them to enjoy them. It's like, well, I'd like to get better fuel mileage, so I don't fancy wasting money, but each to his own, I guess. I just want to see if I can get fuel mileage out of it. I want to see if I can prove people wrong and get good fuel mileage out of a 351M. The way you can tell on a 351M, this little bar here is not here on Cleveland's and Windsor's, but on a modified or a 400, I believe that is there on a 400, I'm not quite sure. 2-barrel, I forgot to say that. Yeah, other than that, there really isn't much else to talk about. It's an engine and a transmission and a truck. Turn signals all work, hazards work. I had so much corrosion I had to clean off, you would not believe it. These work here, which is super cool. These are so sick. I wish newer vehicles had these things. It looks so cool. It looks like a mini semi-truck with all the like lit up stuff. I love it. But yeah, super fun stuff. There's that fuel tank. Yeah, so that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. I just wanted to kind of get this out. I gotta order some parts off, you know, the place. I gotta get this put on. Of course, gas is so expensive. For me to fill this thing up, it's currently, and it's going up, it's 120 bucks. So I don't plan on filling it up all the time. I think last I put 14 gallons in it divided into 2 tanks, and that was $50. And this thing holds 41 gallons because it's got dual tanks. It says 79,000 miles. I probably wouldn't put it past it that hasn't rolled over. Everything in this is original. Maybe it has. I wish that dude would slow down. But yeah, it's definitely been a lot of work. This truck has been a ton of work. It's warm in here. I would like to get some like some matte, some like sound deadening material. I'd like to make this whole thing sound deadening up under there. And then the door panels, I want to bring this thing into the 21st century cheaply, quote cheaply, on a budget. But you know, this whole deal about like it has to stay original, it's not staying original. It's gonna get stuff that like I would want. Like I want the thing to be quiet. I don't want it to be like super loud, and it's matte, like it's Dynamat, so, or sound deadening material. It's not Dynamite, it's sound deadening material. But some other things, I'd like to get electric fan, like I said. Shoot, if this gets lots of views, I'd probably do EFI at some point, get a sniper on here or something. I don't know, maybe not. I kind of like carburetors. They're okay. They're all right. But yeah, there's really not much else to talk about. I've had it darn near stripped down to nothing. Really had it stripped down. The transmission was the least fun thing. I got soaked in tranny fluid. Oh my goodness. I don't know what dude at Ford. Mine has a different type of pan that doesn't have a drain plug on it. It was a mess. But I got it done, so whatever. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I did want to get something out so you guys could, I gotta get out of this. I'm gonna go stand back where I was at the beginning of the video. Hold on. Anyways, I am warm. It's warm out today. It was 70 yesterday, 72, and it's 80 something today. It's like jumped 10 degrees, and it's supposed to get like 100 next week. So, and it's really dry. So pray for rain in Oregon. We need it really bad, or else everything's gonna burn down probably. But yeah, it has been, I can say somehow that's been harder, I think, than the Mustang. And I've had the transmission out of the Mustang. That truck, it just, everything's old and rusty, and since it sat for a long time, it was just so like, oh, it was a mess. It was a mess, that truck was. But I learned a lot. I've learned a ton about stuff on that truck. And like anything, you know, it's a vehicle. Like smart, fuel, blah, 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 you know. But I really want to outfit that thing and make it cool. No one's really ever done it. And because it's a two-wheel drive single cab. But, you know, whatever, man. It may go down the road. I may sell it. I don't know. You know, I would like a crew cab. I definitely would like a 4x4. Maybe a highboy, but probably not a highboy. But, you know, for now, it's what I got. I got to order some parts. I'm going to go do that right now, actually, after I get done filming this video, so I can film another video. Get it out for you guys. Take it on camping trips. I want to do some videos like testing stuff, like onboard air. I want to outfit it. I want to make it like a serious overlanding rig, because most people don't outfit old trucks. They outfit like a 4Runner or like a Jeep Gladiator or something. They don't outfit a 77 Ford. There's probably a good reason, but anyways, this has been Tyler. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A little bit of a different video, kind of me getting warm back up. Just hopefully roll with it. There's probably nobody watching to this point, but maybe there is. The rooster's going off. But nevertheless, may the Lord watch over you and guide you through this crazy world, and give praise to him always. He's pretty awesome. He's more than awesome. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Tyler. God bless. Catch you all in the next one. Peace.